That's right. Calling the Village Plan Commission meeting of July 6, 2026 to order. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Creed. Here. Commissioner Hillebrand.
Here.
Trustee Brochus.
Here.
Commissioner Johnson.
Here.
Commissioner Thusius. I don't see him online. Trustee Kettlebeater. Here. President Langfeld.
Here. You stand for pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we're at public comment. This is an opportunity for anyone to address the Plan Commission on any issue. Please observe the time limit of 3 minutes while the Plan Commission encourages input from residents that may not discuss or act on any issue that is not duly noticed on the agenda. Is there anybody here that would like to speak at public comment?
That's just Kevin joining.
Oh, okay. Let the record show that Kevin is in attendance.
Yep, at 6:31.
Okay, so I'm gonna close the public comment. We'll go right to general business. Approval of the minutes from the June 1st, 2026 Plan Commission meeting. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from June 1st, 2026.
Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same. So moved. Number 2, discussion regarding the Learn Building Products Redevelopment Concept. You guys like to come up to the table? Sure.
I can just give a brief overview, just
Okay.
kind of on the history
Yeah, that's
before they give their presentation. So this is regarding Zern Building Products and Design Center. If those of you may remember, back in fall of 25, they did come forth for some certified survey maps, combining 4 existing parcels into 2 parcels, which are the parcels we'll be talking about this evening, the eastern parcel and the western parcel. So they're here tonight to redevelop those properties at 918/1922 Market Street and then 1923 Market Street. So this would allow them to modernize and expand their existing facility through a phased redevelopment plan. And so tonight, this is to review the conceptual proposal and then provide some feedback before the applicant then goes over into preparing a general development plan and specific implementation plan. So I'll hand it over to the Zern team.
Thanks for having us tonight, guys. I'm Brandon Adler with Angus Young Architects and Engineers, project architect. This is Kevin Pape with JT Engineering, I'm a civil engineer. And we've also got Ryan Zern with Zern Building Products here tonight. We've been working with the Zern team, like Carly mentioned, for over a year now and coming up with a feasible solution on both parcels that will allow them to expand based on their growing needs. So with that, we've come to this overall master plan. Carly, I think if you could flip to that first phasing master plan. I'll walk you through this and then we can open it up to any questions. Actually, that first plan sheet, Carly.
First plan sheet. You want to go right?
Yeah, keep going down.
Well, the other way.
Yeah, 11 by 17s. Yeah.
Oh, sure.
There
You
go.
bet.
Oh, there we go, that one.
A little smaller. And I do have a pointer if you want one of those too, Brandon.
That's probably fine, where I could come up if that works for you.
Yeah. Or maybe it decided not to work. Oh, okay, perfect.
Okay, so we'll walk you through the phasing here. On this west parcel, this would be phase 1, demolition of these 3 existing buildings. What we're looking to do here in phase 1 is approximately 50 by 50 addition. So this would be a 2-story addition for the Zern team to pick up some additional office and showroom space. In addition to that, there's gonna be an exterior renovation, new siding, windows, roofing, etc. Basically, so the addition and the existing building all blend in, and the color scheme would eventually tie into the new building across the road as well. So that would be phase one. Again, demolition of those three buildings here for this addition. Phase two, then we jump over across the street. Demolition of these three buildings for a new larger warehouse. Approximately 20,500 square feet. This would be a pre-engineered metal building. Again, demolition of these three for the construction of one new building on this particular site. The last phase then would be demolition of this building here. And we're going to add two storage structures basically here. These are storage racks with a roof. So not, we wouldn't classify these as buildings, more of a storage structure. So Carly, if you want to go to the next page, I think we'll get into footprints here. So again, here for this first phase, we were demolishing those three buildings, and in turn, we're adding new parking, sidewalks, and there's that 50 by 54 foot addition that I touched on earlier. We do have semi access and egress into this particular site as well. So I know we do have some things to work through in regards to parking and driveway entrances, but we do need to keep in mind we do have to get semis into this particular site as well. So that was phase one. Again, phase two, jumping across the street. There's that footprint for that larger 20,000 square foot warehouse. Again, semi entrance here on this side to the loading dock on this end. Semis can then pull all the way back out. We are adding obviously new parking here as well. And then phase three, again, are these two new storage structures on this end. So that's kind of the overall concept for the master plan. Next sheet, Carly. Again, this is just an enlarged version of this west parcel. For footprints in more detail here. And then that next page is a enlarged plan of the east parcel here. So that's kind of the overall concept. I guess at this point, we're open to any questions. We know we've got a fair amount of work to do to get to that next submittal package. But this master plan does get the Zern team, what they're looking for in being able to expand. The footprint on this particular parcel here is pretty critical. It really can't go much smaller than it's showing here based on their current needs. As you can see, we're kind of up against the floodplain, and then we're up against the north property line as well. So that's kind of the reason we've got the footprint we've got here.
If I can just add from the staff meeting, if you look at the north side of that building where it narrows down, that's to 12 feet. The others is 20, I believe. So we asked the first responders, police, fire, and EMS if they had a concern with that. They did not. Having that short part that's only 12 feet, as long as there's a condition that nothing ever gets stored on the outside of that building on the north side. Because that obviously would change it if you have a pallet or something, then it couldn't. But they were okay with the 12 foot for that small section. Do you know how long that is?
Small section?
Yeah, we had it for
I'm just so the rest of the plan commission knows.
yeah, I think that was, so that's 12, so that's probably 30 feet or so, I think, in length before it opens back up again.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And the other question that staff had, are you consolidating your businesses from like the west side of Madison to this? You are?
Yeah, I think that'd be the idea, is that we have enough office space to house both staffs.
Okay.
Um,
So that goes into the play that we were talking about for the parking. Well, you're short a little parking, if it was more for customers. That is not probably as much of a concern if it's for employees. And Sonia, you can correct me, but it's, you need a parking for this building, you need a parking spot for your largest shift. Are you running 2 shifts?
No.
Just one? And is there gonna be a lot of people assigned to that building?
the warehouse,
Yeah,
Brendan had given me four max. Again, that's mostly storage there.
okay, well, we were trying, cause there's a shortage of parking, we're trying to
Yes.
figure out.
Yeah.
You know, we're generally a little bit more open for if it's customer, cause that's a business plan decision.
Yep.
But if it's for residential or employees, then there isn't the option, you know, of someone driving by, they have to park and go to work or
Sure.
park and go to their home, so, okay.
But they could park on the west side and walk across the street to the office building, right?
Oh, yeah, but I think we're gonna be short all the way around,
Well,
cause I think on the other side, it's 28 and they should have 36.
Yeah, Carly, in the lower left-hand corner, I
Yep.
believe, of these sheets, I believe we've got the counts. If you could scroll
Oh.
up just a touch,
Oh, sure.
or down a touch,
Oh,
there,
yeah.
yeah, there you go. So maybe we could zoom in there.
Yeah, so this
30.
one has
Yeah.
Western parcel has 27.
Yeah, so on the western parcel, we accounted for 1 per 300 square feet,
Okay,
and we were short, I think I got that here.
by 4, right?
We were short by 4, correct, yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the east parcel, we're proposing 20 stalls and we only need 4 based on the largest
Okay.
shift. So we feel we've got enough covered there between the two now.
Okay,
Yeah,
I think that was pretty much what.
Yeah, that
we
was kind-
Received from staff, those were the 2
sure.
major concerns, I know Sonia has
yeah,
a number.
A number of others.
But I thought I'd take the easy ones.
I can just provide a little.
Yeah.
Overview of like the zoning context, so these properties are both separate parcels and they're both zoned light industrial. So a normal site plan review development would come in and they would need to comply on each individual site with the parking requirements for that use on that site. And with the building setbacks for everything on that site. Also, all of the other dimensions of a parking lot. Stalls are 9 by 18, you've gotta have a drive aisle width of like 24 or 26 feet to allow proper backup movements. The driveway throat length as it comes off of the curb on the street has to be like 25 feet deep. You can have so much building coverage on a parcel and impervious space, so those are some of the other zoning regulations, so they are not going to be able to meet a handful of those. And so they're asking to pursue plan development zoning, which we see at the plan commission pretty regularly. And that's a longer process than if they just came in with site plan review and they complied with everything, because they're asking for flexibilities. So they're gonna ask for flexibility in the parking quantity and or ability to share parking across the sites, and that setback. Those are the 2 big ones. But then they'll also probably have this lot coverage, landscaping, some other details and dimensions that they'll need to document. The other challenging factor with these sites are the floodplain conditions. So on the screen, the light blue is the floodplain, that's the 100-year floodplain. And then the hatching with the red is the floodway. Typically, you don't put any development in a floodway, because that's where during the flood, that is where the water is flowing. So they do have existing paved surface there now, and they're going to continue to have that with parking stalls. But if there is any sort of grading or addition of fill, they have to do some more hydraulic studies to show that there's no increase in the flood elevation. In the floodplain, you can have buildings, so if they demo on this side and then they rebuild this warehouse, you have to build it to the flood protection elevation, which gives you 2 feet above the floodplain. There are some other rules, just to point out that, you know, around the building, then you're supposed to have dry land access, so you're supposed to bring in fill. And if we just look at the south side of that building, If that's 2 feet above the floodplain, they're adjacent to the floodway. So if this area was flooded, the flood water would be running in the crosshatched area, basically right up against the building. Normal floodplain rules say 15 feet of horizontal fill outside of that building so that you have a place for responders to stand on dry land to access the building. But you can pursue a variance under the floodplain zoning rules. And we looked at that a little bit with the engineer and the public safety personnel, where, it depends, are there doors on that side? Or can they gain access and adequately serve the building from Market Street? So those are some of the flood constraint issues that they're looking at. And then on the fire lane issue, we'll probably have a need for more of an exhibit just to confirm what the fire chief was commenting on, but if you normally have a 20-foot wide required fire lane, he'll want to see when you get to that point before it narrows that with the hose length, he can still access the other side of the building.
Sure.
So process wise, we're at the concept step for plan development zoning. But then when they submit for the GDP, that's when they'll have this list of all these things and the details. And then the final step would be a PIP, which is more like a site plan review. So that's what the detailed site plans, civil, landscaping, lighting, architectural.
Right.
I will note that building is sprinklered as well. I think we were gonna share that with the fire department.
Anybody else have any questions?
So
Go ahead, well, Bill, and then,
Okay. Just two questions. Is there any need for like water retention areas, anything like that in either of the two properties, and or are they taken care of? Or?
Yeah, the village engineer commented on that a little bit, and my high level takeaway is that these are redevelopment sites, so they don't have to provide as much for new stormwater.
Okay.
But there will be some, details that they have to meet for like water quality. And he didn't feel that the engineer didn't feel like there were any major red flags or roadblocks that would upend the site plan, but that they would just need to go through that design.
Okay. And then the other question I had for I guess for both the east and the west side project where you have parking lots. To keep water from being stagnant, just a curiosity question, would you actually put a 1 or 2 degree bank on the driveway where the parking lots are, or would you just keep that flat and zero? You know what I mean? So like if we got rain or water, it's gonna
Sheet flow.
right.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be sheet flow, whatever we can get in there without, because you can't fill it, right?
Yeah, that's
Right.
that's a critical item that.
It's gonna be flat, but there'll be some. There's positive drainage now, I would imagine.
Yep.
Okay.
And I drive by it a lot and see a
no,
pond sitting there.
I agree.
Yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah.
But we can't fill that.
Yeah, you're just maintaining, you're just gonna maintain the existing drainage.
Sure. Okay,
With asphalt.
cool,
It's gravel now. Yeah.
great, okay, thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah,
The north side of the building where it narrows down to 12 feet, is that, you said it's a semi entrance, they can drive all the way around, or vice versa, or?
Yeah, currently the plan is for the semi to enter on that north side.
Okay.
Kind of pull straight further east and then back up to the dock, that jog. Yeah, that jog, that jog right here, that's the loading dock. So semis will pull in, straight ahead, back right up to the dock. Then they can pull out and head back out. That's currently what we've got planned.
So it technically needs to be kept open for
Yes, right.
just your normal day-to-day activities.
Yeah, that's gonna be the main truck entrance. There is no intent to, store pallets and materials.
no, that was his big
Yeah.
concern, he was okay with that because it's flat to the north of that. But his concern is, if all of a sudden you lay pallets down, that changes everything.
Right, and I think part of that comes from, you now have it blocked off, so people can't go back there, this will not have the same, be wide open, not wide open.
Right now, just with the amount of storage,
lack of storage, we have to store stuff in the open over there, so. Hopefully the proposed sheds provide storage, we don't have to keep valuable material outside.
What's your time frame?
We're still working through that, but
Ideally.
phase one of that addition.
Yeah.
We were hoping to kick that off in October, assuming we get through the approval process quick enough here. And then phase two, the new building, that was gonna be a spring 27 start. And then the storage, the two storage structures, I believe that would perhaps be a fall. Summer of 27, fall of 27. And so I think we're hoping to have the whole thing kind of wrapped up within about 2 years. Or so,
Okay.
yeah.
There's no on-street parking on Market Street. Available on there?
I don't think there is, but I didn't think
Some
so.
of those parking signs.
In front of your.
It's yellow, isn't it, along there?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it's yellow part, it's painted yellow all along there.
Yeah.
It's not.
No,
No.
No.
Well, according
I
to-
just never
According to
seen
Google
people
Street
park.
View.
Pictures there the other day, because I was kind of.
I've never seen a car park.
No, I haven't either.
Well, no, I.
Well, because the lane's like this
I've,
big.
for people who fish,
Right,
they will park pretty close to the creek and go walk the stream.
The only yellow north of the bridge is in front of the fire hydrant.
Yeah.
The building.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe there's a lot, I don't know why, but I've never seen anybody park on that street there.
Yeah, no, I've seen cars parked there,
Have ya?
but they're fishermen,
Yeah, but I mean, it's legal then,
right,
so then anybody could, I just have never seen that.
it's rare, it's rare.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's narrow, so. Park at your own right.
How much semi-traffic do you think they'll, or truck traffic? Get a day or a week here? Days or,
Well, I think with the proposed plan. Semis will split up both sides, some semis will only access the west part, semis only access the east part. So I would say on a given side on the east part, for example, which is up on the screen. I'd say you probably have 3 or 4 a week, maybe. 5.
my concern is just, where I'm going is, there's, seems a lot of truck traffic on Bourbon Road. Well, it's a truck route from Market Street to the end of. Land's End used to be, it's a wider street and was designed for truck traffic. Then we have yellow sign posts that indicate it's no longer a truck route,
yeah,
the west, east from there. So I'd hate to see additional traffic or traffic start to utilize Bourbon Road because KP or Market Street and Main Street comes to boggle down with PI's traffic and everybody else's traffic. We need to get going and they start using Bourbon as an alternate route to get over to P or out to 14.
I don't think it's gonna be changing too much from what it is now, from a delivery standpoint.
Correct.
They're still getting the same material on both sides of the lot, it's just, different structures
And
now.
as it currently stands now, when a semi backs in off of Market Street. The first 10 feet of that semi is out in the road, so that worries me a little bit, as it stands right now.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would think most of them will shoot out and get back on Highway 14.
You would think until it gets congested or until somebody finds a shortcut. I'm just throwing that out.
Yeah,
because there's
yeah.
a truck route that shouldn't be used for trucks.
I don't know, when you get to the other side, that's a pretty tough turn for them to get
I
on to
know.
P towards 14. That's with that island there, that's pretty tight,
I know it is.
so I don't know how much of a shortcut that is,
Plus you got a stop sign at Hillbrand,
yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna slow them down.
yeah. Yeah,
Well, the point is they shouldn't be on there at all.
no, and I don't think we need to worry about that.
Okay.
Right now, at least, if it becomes a problem, then we make contact with them, but. Anybody, that,
So I've got a few concerns related to, well, parking, the driveways and the pedestrian access. They're all kind of related. Those 2 driveways on the north give me heartburn. I understand the need for the semi access. have you coordinated with the railroad or the OCR office yet? Cause they're right on the railroad right away, even the one on the west side, actually, the apron even looks like it goes into the railroad right away. Is the village,
Well, that's technically street right away. Right, we're on the street.
well, on the west, yeah, but on the west side,
Right.
right up on the property line. Right
Or
away.
maybe just flip back to.
To the
Yeah.
west side.
Are you in here?
Yeah, that one. There you go.
I think
So
this
you
is
can
probably
this one.
involved with plan development, but I think right now we have our ordinances, you can't have a driveway within 5 feet of the property line.
Yeah, I think there's a pavement setback.
Mhm.
Yeah, so like that's like right on the property. That north, both of the north driveways are right on the property. line.
Yeah.
So that would probably be something too, that would have to be part of the plan development. Reduce setback. If the village ever thinks about trying to petition for quiet zones, which I don't know if they've ever done that, thought about it for the railroads, this would definitely, there'd be limitations here. And I'd hate to see something that we approved here to prevent us being able to do that in the future, but if that's not something we're thinking about, then.
I think there's very few people interested in doing anything with the railroad. They are extremely difficult to work with. And we saw that with the pedestrian crossing of Xander Park. They're just difficult. And even when we were gonna do KP, the county said, we're not going up towards, we don't want anything to do with the railroad, so we're ending our work. Well, on the other side of the bridge, but whatever the distance is, you have to be from the railroad track. It's just, they're just really hard.
So as part of KP, when I remember seeing the plans earlier, sir, the only thing they're doing north of the bridge is redoing pavement, that's correct?
I don't think we're doing anything on KP this year except for what's related to the trail.
Right, that's that project, when I looked at those plan sheets.
For
There's no
the trail.
construction north of the bridge, but
Right.
there's replacement of pavement markings all through this stretch.
Okay, that could be, all I know is the board eliminated the KP work and we're just doing the trail work. And we just added construction. And then that should be starting in the next couple of weeks.
So again, I guess encourage just seeing, making sure that whatever you need to do on the north side. Originally, my thought was I would like to eliminate that northwest driveway altogether. But that probably doesn't work for their semi-circulation. Because that, again, right on the railroad tracks like that. I know there's a driveway now that's not as close, this is literally right on where the gate, pretty much where the gate on the east side comes down with the point right in the middle of the
Yeah.
western driveway. So like I said, if we're ever gonna try to do something with the railroad crossing, we would be able to with this configuration. For the parking on the east side for people on the west side, I don't know if we would want them to consider a crosswalk on Market Street. I think if customers primarily are parking on the west side.
Correct, there is not supposed to be any customers on the east side.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you wanna call it? The showroom is on that west side. That's where most of their builders come to get their material.
So primarily would be employees parking on the side.
Yes, yeah.
That I would, feel better about because, again, they don't need a crosswalk. But so like consideration of a crosswalk. If we're encouraging people who be crossing back and forth between the two sides for parking. And then on the east side right now, the sidewalk is right up on this curve. There's no terrace. As you're reconfiguring the driveways, I don't know if there's an opportunity to move the sidewalk further east to one, create a terrace. And two, then I think they would. Right now, the sidewalk when it curves around those railroad gate arms, it kind of does your little U and then comes back and you could line it up so that it's more straight down the property line. If you're replacing driveways and putting new ones in, assuming that you can stuff, and I just would encourage you to look at that as an opportunity. To realign the sidewalk and create a terrace for safety and for snow storage. Et cetera. Yeah, the west side, I don't think. Normally, even as part of redevelopment, I don't know if you would require a sidewalk, there's nothing. Nowhere to go north or south here anyway, there's no sidewalk on the west side of the bridge. So I don't recommend anything side. Other than if you want to, you know, southern parking lot to the existing front lot. But yeah, on the east side, if there was an opportunity, if you're ripping all that up anyway, and have a sidewalk. I'd look at the terrace, and also I know right now. Power lines, and there's some utilities that are like. Back a few feet.
Yep.
So it either probably have to be at the curb or like in quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah, the plan is to, you know, bury all them and go underground,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Alright, so,
At this property.
yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, I just, cause I was. Those north driveways still give me heartburn, but I don't know. What we can do about that, I just wanna make sure you guys don't have any problems with,
Sure. There were some early discussions with the railroad, that the Zern team was actually trying to buy a piece there at the jog.
Oh, okay.
That didn't go too well.
Yeah,
So that's kind of why we're back to this footprint again.
Anybody else?
Kevin, do you have anything online?
No, I was going to ask about phasing, but it sounds like that was already answered. So thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in. I don't think we need to take any action.
Nope.
There's
Mm-mm.
feedback that the group has, so
Mhm.
I guess the next time you come back, it'll be more under the plan development then, right?
Did you time?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Thanks, everyone.
I just wanna make a couple comments before we adjourn. You might, I'm looking into. The possibility of having some type of, water resource ad hoc committee that would be a subcommittee of this. Since everything we deal with is with the Black Earth for stormwater infiltration, I wanna throw drinking water into that. So I'm looking at some models that are out there, so if you hear anything, I'm just looking at that. I'll be going to the board, and then the second, part is looking at what are called, eco-friendly golf courses. So, starting to do some research on that, and that'll be brought back here. Because that was obviously one of the big concerns with Marchstone is the golf course, and there's a lot of things out there that are being done on golf courses to make them very eco-friendly. So that'll be coming down, but again, if you see me meeting with people and getting research on that, that's what that's gonna be. I was thinking of maybe bringing it back and giving everybody an assignment like we did for comprehensive, but I don't know. If people are interested in working on that with me, let me know. I do have somebody from Beckwa that has an interest in it, so they are in. I did meet with Carpsey today. And the head, and he's gonna look into that too, that, see if they've got anything, so. There's a number of people looking into that, so. I think that would be really cool to have, you know, and I know there's none in Dane County right now, but having an eco-friendly golf course, I think that would be. Really sit well in Dane County and stuff, and eventually, once we get everything, we'll sit down with Jeff and Kyle, you know. See, give their thoughts on it, but I wanted to get something a little bit more formed with potential costs before we present it to them. So just, those are the two things. You hear things, that's what I'm kind of throwing around right now. All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, thank you very much.